Hey guys, welcome back to Indirect Knowledge. So this is Chandra, your favorite monk, and tonight rather, a tarot card reading to do for Abby. So Abby, she's asking a really good question, and this is one that I don't know if I've ever gotten it before, but it's gotten similar ones before, but none exactly phrased exactly this way. So let me just go ahead and put it out there for you. So Abby says, how do I let go? She wants to know, how do I let go of my feeling like I need to control everything and just let the universe guide me? Yeah, so I mean, that's a really great question. How do we let go of control? How do we just kind of go with the flow and let the universe kind of, guide us along our path? So, just I guess before I get started on the reading, I just want to say a couple of things here. For one, sometimes people just have it in their nature to control. There are some people that just, their nature is to be controlling. They control things. And a lot of it's maybe perhaps from conditioning, from like childhood. Maybe they felt out of control. And so they just, as a way of coping or a way of trying to handle life, I guess is a good way of doing it. They've just been pretty much of this mindset or this thinking that if I don't control things, then I'm going to lose control. And if I lose control, then what will happen? I won't be able to have what I want, or things won't happen, or things won't materialize in the way that I want them to materialize. And so there's that. So I have to control things. It's almost like an impulsive thing, like I like a must. And we start using these modal operators of necessity and possibility. I must control things. I have to do this, that type of thing, that type of speak, so we start talking to ourselves like that, I have to do this. Well, or, if I don't take control, then this thing is going to get done. So I have to do this. So control is on that end. Now, the other thing is about letting go. So we've heard it sometimes said, like almost cliche, let go and let God and that kind of thing, or just kind of let go and go with the flow, or just kind of, let's just, don't be so uptight, just relax. Everything's going to be okay. Just kind of go with the flow. Things are going to work out fine. If you'll just trust that everything's going to be okay, it'll materialize, everything that you ever wanted and then some. Or you could say that God or the universe, or however you want to define God or the universe, or your higher self, some people say that. It, however you phrase it, whatever works for you, you could put it, you could trust in that, don't really lean too much on your own understanding of things, and then things will just materialize for you. Everything will happen nicely for you. And or we might say that God or the universe knows what we want better than we know what we want. And if we'll just let go and let God, or let go and let the universe or our higher self or whatever bring it to us, then we'll be even more happier than we could have ever been hanging on to control or trying to control things. So I'll just, I am a monk, so I'll just start with the Bible verse. And the Bible verse that I'll share with you is Proverbs 2, 5, and 6. And this is one of my favorite. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not into thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So this channel is not about religion or anything like that. It's really about, people ask questions or they need insight, advice, and that's, I try to come at it as objectively as I possibly can, keeping in mind that nothing is completely ever objective, even the news. But we try to do the best we can with it. So no judgment, no question is a bad question. And I just really try to go at it, just the best that I can. Not perfect, no one is. So we just kind of have this very accepting attitude on this channel. At least that's what I try to convey, or that's, what I try to present. So now we're going to get into the tarot card reading. So, wow, it's like 11:08 at night. I've been doing so much service. I was just saying that, we did a lot of cooking today. We did like a biryani, which is like an Indian rice. It's very complex, like a royal biryani. It had like the yellow raisins and some cashew nuts and some really nice Indian spices. That was just, very, very nice. And did some nice vegetables and just a lot of things. And some yogurt raita, some cucumber raita with some a lot of different things to help people and stuff. So yeah, it was a very nice, rewarding day. Just pretty much did that most of the day, and fixed a toilet seat and for someone, and then I also someone needed some help with a plumbing job, like in their bathroom, and so the plumbing underneath the call it a P trap. It's like the little thing that goes like this. It's coming down, and so we had to change that out. So imagine some monks getting down on their hands and knees changing out a P trap in someone's bathroom. That's what we do. It's all about service. So our days never look the same normally. So we just never know what we're going to get, what hand we're going to get dealt, and that kind of goes back to kind of what the message is for this tarot reading, which is learning to just kind of let go and just kind of accept that things will be okay, and you may have an opportunity to serve in ways that you never thought possible. So, but let's find out. So for this, we're going to do a 7-card reading. We're just going to find out information about the situation and get some answers for things. And wow, this is a really good reading. So the first 3 cards that I'm going to present you with are going to be the past, which is the near past, probably about 3 months or so out. The present, that's where you're at right now with things. And then the future. And that's going to be about 3 months out. Could be a little bit earlier, could be a little bit later. I can kind of give you some more indication on that once we get there, depending on the heaviness or the energy behind the card. The next card that we'll talk about is going to be really the energy that surrounds the current situation. That's where we're at right now. That's a present moment. And then we'll look at kind of, really where you're at with things and what you're kind of desiring or how you would like for things to kind of materialize, that kind of thing for yourself. And then we'll look at the outcome, and then we'll look at the answer to the outcome, like getting what you want. Fair enough? Good. So in the past, it was all about Jubilee, celebration, family. We have the 10 of Cups. This is a really great card. Sometimes this is also a wish card. It's just, you feel good. Like life is good. Everything is great, It's a great presentation of things. In the present moment and all, we have the Page of Pentacles. Pages are messengers. This is a message of money. This is a message of being grounded. Pentacles or money often are emblems of materialism. In the world of monks, there we have materialism and then we have spirituality. It's sort of like a kind of a polarity there that exists. So you can chase after the material possessions, material things, whatever that entails, and be attracted to things, and then find something else and be attracted to it, find something else and be attracted to it, and just kind of go through your whole life chasing something that you can't take with you, and trying to create something for yourself that at the end of the day is not really solvent. It's very fluid, and just as quickly as something comes into your life is just as quickly as something connects to your life. Now, guys, I'm not trying to be bleak or give you any depression or anything like that from a monk's perspective, anything like that. No, that's not what it's about. It's just but people hang on to things, whether it's something meaningful, it could be something that someone gave you, whatever they need to in order to feel grounded, to feel like that we have some control in this reality that we're in. And that's what this Page of Pentacles is really all about. This person is a message of control. It's a message of safety, security. It's a very Capricorn energy. It's a message of like Capricorn, which Capricorn's is the goat. It's the earth sign. We have Virgo. We also have Taurus as well. Those are the other 2 earth signs in the tarot, in the zodiac. And it's really this groundedness. It's about, we're good where we're at. We just want to create a good life for ourselves and get comfortable, make things comfortable for others in our life. It's that kind of a message, and so we want to just be comfortable with everything. And then the idea is that if you have this accomplished or achieved, if you get yourself set up and everything is good, then you can start to give more of yourself to others or the world and so on and so forth. Then you can start to let go of things because in the back of your mind, you know that you have that solid foundation already set for yourself. Okay? So that's what the present moment's really all about. That's why the question probably arose because of this kind of a situation happening. now we look at the future, and we see that this is the Five of Cups. Five's about change. And if you look at this, there's 2 cups behind that are still standing, 3 cups, have kind of gone by the wayside or kind of spilt. And then this person is sort of just kind of like, going toward the water. They're just kind of reminiscing on the water. Water is about emotion. It's about the subconscious or the unconscious, spiritual things more than anything. The material, the relationships, things like that. Those are things that just never really satisfied this person. Okay. So even though this person basically went after everything they ever wanted and kind of lived this material kind of existence to get what they wanted, at some point they just kind of was like, this just really doesn't work for me anymore. I need to basically learn to let go and, kind of let let things just kind of naturally come into play. And how do I find that inner happiness? How do I get that sense of that I'm looking for, that I haven't been able to find in all the things that I've been chasing? That's really where this comes into play at. This energy is about 1.5, 2 months out is what I'm picking up as far as the energy surrounding this card. You start to see this more and more. So the things that you've been chasing, the ideas that you have, this foundation and things like that, this control that you've been hanging on to, you'll start to see this kind of start to slowly let go over the next month and a half or so. So the next maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and it won't happen all at once, like a sudden instant or anything like that. It'll be a gradual shift, and you'll start to, you won't notice the changes at first because it'll be so gradual. But as you get closer and closer to that 1.5 month mark, 2 month mark, that kind of thing, it'll become very apparent to you that, hey, you know what? That monk that did my tarot reading, he was right. Chandra was right. He just kind of, this is how I'm feeling. I'm just not really, there anymore. Like the things that I was trying to hang on to, it just kind of went awry. I don't get to keep that stuff. And yeah, so that's where the control is just kind of an afterthought. It becomes an afterthought. Five's really all about change, though. So change is about, that fluidity that I talked about a minute ago. It's about, we have the water in here. It's about, movement, nothing standing still, nothing staying constant. And that's it. That's really where it's at. Hey, Pineapple. Yeah, sure. Of course, you can get a reading. Just ask your question in the chat. And yeah, thanks for joining the live stream here. I don't know if you're the only one in here with me or not. I don't know, but welcome. I welcome anybody. So thanks so much. Let me just finish up with this one, and then yeah, I'll definitely get you a reading. So now that we've looked at kind of the past, present, and future, and we see what's going on with this control, and so we kind of get an answer here that in about about 1.5 to 2 months out, the control and things like this are going to start to fade away, and it's going to be less of your desire. Right now, the message is that, but as time goes on, it'll be less and less about that. So what is the energy surrounding the current moment, this Page of Pentacles with the material? Trying to get a good foundation built. It's this card here. This is sometimes called the Nightmare card in the tarot. This is the Nine of Swords. Doesn't mean that our fears have been manifested or anything. Yeah, we'll do a general reading for you, Pineapple. Sounds good. But anyways, with this here card, it's really, it's waking up from bad thoughts, bad mindset, and realizing, hey, that was just thoughts. Those were just ideas. Those were just mental things going on in my mind. It had nothing to do with reality per se. It's just, it's just a false thought, or it's just, never materialized. And that's what this is really talking about with this current situation, So whatever fears, whatever things that have been really hampering your sense of being able just to let go, those things will start to fade away and disappear. But for now, it's about kind of waking up from all of that and just realizing that, hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with kind of setting a foundation, for taking action or doing things. But it's also like this idea of not being so attached the fruit of action and that kind of thing. Just kind of letting it go. It's more, we'll talk more here in a second, but that's what this card is really all about, in connection with that Page of Pentacles that we talked about a little bit. So the next card that we come to is kind of what you would like. It's sort of like your attitude, where you would like to see things happen. And so Abby, this card here is, this is the 8 of Pentacles. And if you notice, this person's really just kind of working away, doing certain things in a certain way to get a certain result, kind of like clockwork, and they're very successful at what they've done. They've become very, very refined in how they materialize things. And 8 in numerology is really about the material. It's sort of that same Capricorn type energy that we talked about. It's that groundedness. It's creating things. It's about creating abundance, financial abundance, material abundance, things like that, so that we can, stay on top of our game, not worry so much, know that we're going to be taken care of, know that we can take care of others if need be, and not letting things frighten us or concern us too much. And that's what this is. This is the point that this is really driving home. So when you see this card, it's a great card. It's a lesson, actually. It's a lesson to keep in mind that you are really skilled at what it is that you know how to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. No apology needed for that. There's nothing wrong with being able to have the skill set or the wherewithal to be able to create wealth or abundance or material things for yourself. You know how to do that. And you can take heart in knowing that your knowing is enough, if that makes sense. That you don't have to really think too much on the material or think too much on, these, having to keep control of things, because no matter what happens, you can always land back on your feet. That's what this card is really telling you. So no matter what you decide, whatever course or thing that you decide, it could be just some kind of an experiment that you decide you want to try, where you just kind of let go of control and see what happens. Because in the back of your mind that, well, for one, you have this foundation that's already been created. And then number two, that no matter what, you'll always land back on your feet. That things you can always get back control anytime you want. And knowing that you can take control anytime you want is kind of liberating in that sense. It really helps you a lot with that. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the outcome here. Like, what is it? What is the outcome? What is needed? What do we need to get from all of this? And where are we with everything? So the outcome is temperance. Okay, notice the angel here. She's pouring some concoction from one cup into another cup. She's sort of like combining relationships a little bit, combining a substance in order to create something perfect, something ultra refined, the perfect concoction, the perfect beverage. And, she's doing it very unconsciously. She's able to create things through her intuition. And she has patience. And temperance is really about patience. So the outcome here for letting go of control and to really just trusting and knowing that things are going to be okay. And then also I'm just kind of going with the flow and letting the universe guide you. The key to that, really the secret, is temperance. It's patience. It's just, realizing that it's not going to happen right away. That if you let go of a little bit of control today, a little bit of control tomorrow, a little bit of control the next day, at some point, all that control is gone, and your need for that is no longer. And that's what temperance is really all about. How do we get here, though? Well, what is the key to it? The key to it is actually, interestingly enough, this card here. This card is, this is a 5 of Swords. Swords are about mental things. It's about what's going on in our mind. Mental battles. And sometimes we're going to win, sometimes we're not. But ultimately, if we just keep making an effort, we will win some different battles, like what this person has done here in this situation. But sometimes we may not. But the more wins that we have, eventually we will win the war. But we have to be resilient. We have to have patience, temperance. So this card here is also a card of like winning at any cost. Sometimes when we win, we actually lose. So sometimes by maintaining control of things, we actually lose out on what would have been better had we just relinquished control and kind of let go and let God. Or going back to the Bible verse that I shared earlier, Proverbs 2, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not into thine own understanding, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And that's it. So I hope that this is sort of, helpful to you, useful in that way. And I thank everyone for watching this episode of Indirect Knowledge. Before we get into the next question here for Pineapple and just kind of do a general reading for Pineapple, I just want to say that, as a monk, we're here and, what we do is day to day varies. We could be volunteering at a homeless shelter or, a battered woman's clinic, something along those lines. I mean, it just really, really varies. We do a lot of service work. That's a big part of what we do. And we do a lot of introspection, meditation, prayer, and all the things that monks do. But a lot of it is service oriented. And to be able to help in a nice, profound way, we do rely on the help of other people as well. So if you want to help the monks, you can go to helpbydonating.com and give a love donation if it's in your heart to do so. Just wanted to put that out there. Also, of course, if you like this video, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want, and then also hit the bell notification. And just like Pineapple here, if you have a question or something, we can answer it right on the live stream and do it in a nice way. But anyways, all of this aside, let's go ahead to the next question because that's where my excitement lies, and that's this tarot reading for Pineapple. Pineapple, good to have you here. So let's just see what's in store here for you. Let me get an understanding of things. And obviously, what's nice about these kind of readings is that I don't have any kind of prior conversation or communication with this person. Yeah, you're welcome. So it's so whatever comes, so you can trust that. It's not like fabricating something or other. So this is one of the things I really like doing with tarot card readings. So we'll just go ahead and do do a general reading. Wow. Okay, so interesting. So the first card that we have is and I mentioned this in the previous reading, it's the Nightmare card, but this is in the past. This is like waking up from our thoughts, things that plagued us, realizing that, goodness, I'm glad that that was just a figment of my imagination. I'm glad that all the things that I was thinking could be happening are not necessarily happening. It's just kind of letting that go. It's sort of like your worst fears coming to the surface, that kind of thing. And then luckily realizing just in a momentary lapse of sanity that, wait a minute, it was just in my mind, it was just in my head. And that's what the swords are all about. It's about the thoughts that we have. It's about, the mental things that happen in that. So it's a very mental card. 9 is before the 10. So had we had the 10, it would be more about endings and completions. But this is really about, having to make decisions, say, well, I know what I don't want. I know what I want. I know what I'm afraid of. I know what I'm not afraid of. What do I need to do to just keep the bad stuff out and keep the good stuff coming? And it's sort of that, just a nice epiphany. So that was sort of where we were at. The current moment, now you have the Page of Cups. This is actually where you're at presently. The Page of Cups is a message about relationships. And it could be like new relationship or something like that, or just a realization that of your relationship, something new in the relationship that you didn't realize was there before. But it's really, it's sort of like things coming to the surface in relationships. Like you're now starting to kind of get a better understanding of the relationship and things like that coming. So even if you're not in a relationship, it's sort of like, you're getting these epiphanies, sort of these aha moments about like, this, I know kind of what I'm more searching for, what I'm more geared towards, or kind of I'm seeing kind of some patterns in relationships, and now I'm starting to make sense of things in a better way. So that's the Page of Cups. That's the current moment. That's where we're at. It's cups are also very emotional as well as the water here. So we have kind of the emotional sensation. It's very psychic energy and different things going on as well, and that's the current moment. So it's a message of this intuition, trusting your intuition, letting these aha moments kind of happen, getting things and really trying to understand them a little bit better. Now, as far as the future goes, and again, like I tell people, I'm really calibrated to about 3 months out. So depending on the energy of the card, really helps me to really kind of pinpoint more, not 100% precisely, but in a good general vicinity of when something would happen or when you would get some things happening. We have the Eight of Swords, more of that mental stuff happening. You notice here the young woman, she's bound up with bandages and a blindfold, and she's surrounded by these swords. She's outside of this kingdom. There's water, which is representative of the unconscious. There's some land, which is very much about staying grounded. So it's kind of like you have a combination of those two types of, you have earth and water energy kind of happening there. And this is about 2 months out, and that this really starts to come back into play again. So it's not bad, because you're actually going from 9 of Swords, being a very, very nightmarish, kind of hellish, kind of oppressive kind of mental energy, to one that's slightly reduced. And it's really about coming to terms with this idea that, you're really free from your thoughts, free from your mind, and that you have the power within you to be able to do whatever you want. You're free. This woman here, she's actually free. She's not in prison or anything, but she doesn't know it. She's choosing to wear the blindfold, in a sense. Or if she's been blindfolded, she's choosing to believe that she's imprisoned, because that's what she's assuming. So the key here is not to assume things, but just to kind of, realize that whatever you think the worst case scenario is, or the worst case situation is, or whatever the thoughts are that are plaguing you, that they're just thoughts and they're nothing more than that. And the key here is not to dwell on the thoughts, otherwise they could, in essence, become more materialized. But it's to kind of let those thoughts start to let those thoughts, the mental activity, start to kind of wane, not get so caught up in your own thoughts, but just kind of relax a little bit mentally. Maybe do some meditation would be a good idea. Some prayer if you do that. Some R&R, like maybe treat yourself to like a retreat or something, if you can. Or just, yoga in the park, anything like that would be really good when these thoughts and ideas and things start to come into play. So that's the future, and that's about 2 months out. I see that happening. So about 2 months from now, my recommendation would be just find some inner solace, some peace, maybe engage yourself in some activity that brings you some happiness, and just kind of get out of your head a little bit. So these are kind of heady kind of cards here, the past and the future. Current moment, we're just, it's very psychic energy. But okay, so now that we've got that, let's look at where I want to look first. Right now, I'm just going to look at the answer to the outcome that we'll talk about here in a little bit. And you got the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is really about being able to have influence over relationships, influence over situations. Cups are really the water energy, like we talked about before. And you notice here, the Queen is by the water. So it's that very psychic energy. It's a very watery sign, kind of like an Aquarius kind of energy here. And it's really about fluidity. Just as you have thoughts come into your mind, maybe ones that are less than ideal or ones that might be troubling you, you can let that water just kind of wash them away, and just kind of watch that happen. It's almost very meditative in a sense. So it's a very good card. And this is really about maintaining control of relationships and influencing things, through your own psychology and through your own intuition. Water is really an intuition type card. So it's going to be really the answer is going to be using your intuition a lot, and also maintaining overall control and so on and so forth. So yeah, thanks, Pineapple. Yeah, good luck on that. Now that we have this Queen of Cups, this is kind of our answer card. I want to go back for just a moment, and I want to look at the energy that surrounds the current moment. That's this Page of Cups here. Okay, the energy that's surrounding that right now is the Star. Okay, this is really telling here, because if you look at this card here, this is a message about relationships, about the intuition, about psychic energy, things like that, water, fluidity, things on that end. You have this. Star is really about omens. Omens, like stars guide us, like our guiding star, North Star. Sometimes people refer to it as the Star of David, that guided the wise men to Jesus, and they had a mission, and the omens kind of led them to what they needed to do. And of course, there's water in this as well. We have the stars. Stars are also where wishes are made. If you have certain ideas of what you would like out of life, or what you want for yourself, or whatever that looks like, this star card really kind of empowers you in the present moment to be able to use your intuition in order to create that in your reality, to bring these things into fruition. So this is an omen for you, like the present moment, as far as this reading goes, to get you to really understand and say, hey, look, I have to trust my intuition here. What is it that I'm really seeking? I need to just kind of like be open to that thought, let go of the old thoughts. Don't worry about the future so much and where that's leading. But right now, look at the present moment and say to yourself, hey, I have the power. I know there's something that's guiding me, something internally that's guiding me, whether it's God or your higher self or spirit, however you look at the world, whatever's your guiding light, whatever it is that's meaningful to you in that capacity. That's what you're looking to. And this is very empowering for you to get things underway, to be able to bring things about, and to trust what's happening, trust the process of things happening in your life, So it's a really good card. I mean, Star is a very good card. Now let's look at where your attitude about things are, or have been, or kind of where your attitude is as far as these thoughts and things, and kind of what you're looking at. That's the Three of Pentacles or Three of Coins. So this card here is, if you look at this card, there's a guy, he's on a bench doing some work. He's got a hammer, so he's fixing things, he's making things better. Other people are kind of learning from him, or kind of watching him, or asking advice, or supervising him, or kind of trying to find out what his secrets are, and that kind of thing. And all of this is very telling, because with the Three of Pentacles, this energy is really about, refining your skill set, refining your trade, some subtle successes. You've been working, you had some ideas, you put those ideas out there. Now you're seeing some results, and now you're almost like an expert. So people are perceiving you as more of an authority, and that's where your mindset is really at, is, presenting yourself as an authority, as someone that knows what they're talking about, not someone that's just faking it till they make it, but somebody that genuinely knows, and being able to present that to the world, and to be able to present that to other people and all, and for other people to really see you as this trusted authority, and believe in you, and to trust in what you're doing and all that. And you do get that notoriety, and these positive things do come to life for you. And that's what this is really this is really the attitude card. It's sort of like where your attitude is on things, what you're feeling, that kind of thing. So hopefully that makes some sense for you. And then now let's look at the outcome. So we've gone through, this is sort of a three-part process if you want to look at it that way. So we've kind of gone through the past, present, and future. We see a lot of the swords in the past and in the future. Mental things, not a lot of action happening here, but it's more about just kind of passively letting our mind kind of steer our direction, or steer kind of our course. And then we have the Star, that surrounds the present moment, which is kind of guiding us, or sort of like our intuition, or, what is it that we feel that we need to be doing? And then, trying to move in that direction. And then finally we have this kind of our personal idea, as we want others to see us as kind of like for what we are. We know certain things that others don't. We've really refined our skill set to a level that most people never get to. And so people trust us. They see us as this authority, and it's about really being able to brand yourself as that in order to create more opportunities for yourself. And the Pentacles alone are really an earthy energy. It's about being grounded. It's about creating success for yourself. It's a process of, material creation, how things come about. If you've ever heard things of like manifesting things into reality, or sort of that new thought idea of thoughts become things, or the law of attraction, that's what the Pentacles really teach us. That's sort of the path that the Pentacles are on. It's a lesson in how do we create for ourselves, essentially what it is that we want. I'm not talking about really it being an airy-fairy kind of type of creation where you think about it, you bring about it. You think it, you bring it. Whatever, what you think about, you bring about. I think that's how it goes, guys. I don't know. But the idea here is that, yeah, our thoughts, our ideas and things, they do kind of more or less create our reality or create our future. But there's a lot more to it than just that. And the tarot really teaches us a lot of what that path, that progressive pathway looks like. When we get to the Three of Pentacles like we have here, it's really this, we're feeling fairly grounded. And we've learned some skills that we didn't know before that allow us to be able to kind of, anytime we find ourselves in need, we can always go back to this, kind of use it as sort of a foundation for future success, or for rebuilding ourselves should we ever fall off the bench. Like this person is on the bench right now. He gets off the bench and then somebody else steps up and he finds himself on hard times at some point. Well, he could always, like the Five of Pentacles would indicate. But then he gets the Five of Pentacles, he's fine because this is, a life lesson. It teaches us, hey, so this is this. So, okay, Pineapple, we actually haven't talked about the outcome card yet. So you are in luck. So you're a lucky night. And of course, you'll be able to go back through on this reading and stuff. This live stream will be live here pretty quickly. Once we get off the air here in a few minutes, it'll be here. But as far as the outcome goes for everything and all, your outcome card is the Seven of Cups. Congratulations. This is like, this card is like a wish card. Okay, it's one of the wish cards. The Ten of Cups is a wish card. This is also a wish card. It's really about, thinking about what you want and then being able to really grab whatever it is that you desire. Good, bad, and different, doesn't matter. This is a cup of manifestation. Seven's also about spiritual in numerology. So it's really about being able to tap into, spiritual gifts that you have, spiritual inclination, that kind of thing. So it has kind of that vibe to it. But the cups really give you the, in this particular, it's having all different types of relationships, being able to manage things nicely, being able to basically get what you want. This is really the wish card. So, and you look at this card, there's different things in these cups. So different people have, hey, Deepa, good to have you back. So guys, Deepa is in the chat. Awesome. So we got Pineapple in the chat and we have Deepa in the chat. So this is cool. I'm not alone anymore, you guys. Thanks for joining. And so, but yeah, so this is the outcome card. So it's a really good outcome. It essentially basically says that, whatever you're desiring, you're going to get. But how do you get there? Well, the answer is this Queen of Cups. Okay. Queen of Cups. Yeah, it is a good outcome. The Queen of Cups is really about, boy, I tell you what, you have the, like this water. You have a lot of water in this. We'll find out here in a second, Deepa. I'll do a quick reading for you. But this this Queen of Cups is really about just this. It's a very spiritual energy, but it's also really about being able to influence relationships and that kind of thing. Pineapple. So it's being able to have control over that. Being able to get what you want, maybe either more indirectly, not necessarily being so direct about it, but just kind of subtly, more passively getting what you want. And being very comfortable and secure in that. So if you take that kind of an approach, just kind of more of like an indirect approach to things, you'll be able to get what you want in relationships and in all of these other areas. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's a good reading. I think as we want to recap it for just a second, we would say probably that because we had those swords come up in the past, and it looks like they're coming back around in the present. It maybe just, an idea is to kind of just let go of some thoughts, they have in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, for one who's conquered the mind is the best of friends. For one who's failed to do so, the mind will be the greatest enemy. So I guess maybe the easy thing to do is just to, if you can, just kind of start to say to yourself, okay, you know what? I know that these thoughts sometimes come in, but just like they come in, just like water, they can just wash away. It's like the ebbing and the flowing of the tide. Tide comes in, waves come in, tide goes out, water recedes. So just like that, that's how thoughts are. And as far as the omens go and everything and getting what you want, you just have to kind of trust that things are going to happen, and they will. And I feel that for you. I get a good sense that, a lot of positive things are happening for you, and that you're going to continue to prosper, and that things are going to be really overall positive. In about 2 months from now, though, you will start to maybe need a little time for yourself, maybe a little R&R, bed and breakfast, maybe get out of your current situation or your current surroundings just to have a little time for yourself, kind of unwind a little bit and kind of get out of your head. So maybe, I don't know, maybe go swimming. We have a lot of water in these cards for you. So, maybe finding a swimming pool or something like that where you can just kind of let go and relax would be probably a good thing, maybe. So I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do a reading for Deepa. And this is about a promotion in a job. So we're just going to do a 3-card spread. And then I have a lot more of these readings to do, you guys. So I will end this live stream after I finish this reading. And then if you guys want to pick up on the next reading, feel welcome to do that also if you're still awake enough to stay up and join us on the next live stream. We'll be doing another live stream here really shortly, though. So for Deepa, it could go either way, is what the cards are actually saying. I'm not even kidding. So this is a definite yes. This is a Page of Pentacles. This is saying yes, This is a message of prosperity, money, and that kind of thing. So this is a yes. This is the Ace of Swords right here. Ace of Swords is about something new coming into play. So it could either be a promotion, but it could also be a new job or a new role. So it's basically a yes. A promotion could happen this year for you. But it could also be like a new job altogether. You may end up quitting the company you're with and then maybe going with something else that comes about, kind of picking that up with it. That's why I say that this could go either way. In any case, though, it will be a positive outcome for you. And the final card, as far as with the current situation that you find yourself in, we have sort of the Three of Hearts, or Three of Swords rather. And swords are about mental and maybe some heartache or some upset or something like that possibly happening. So we see that you will be blessed financially and things will come into your life. We know that you will either get a promotion or you will come onto some kind of a new venture. Something positive will come in that regard. But we also see this, and with this particular card, it's really, oftentimes this is about betrayal. So it could be that at the job you're at, unfortunately, maybe somebody, workplace politics, or somebody promises you something, but then maybe doesn't deliver. It could be something along those lines. Or maybe you're given something, but it's not exactly what you felt that you earned. Maybe it's less than what you felt you earned. So it could be all that kind of thing. So anyways, but the answer is yes, things are coming about. Hey, Cryptic. Thanks for joining the chat here. But Deepa, that's pretty much it. So yeah, and as far as the time frame goes and all, let's see. It's going to kind of depend on you. I'm picking up that if you start to hint or kind of ask for a raise or something like that, or the more it builds on you, you may be more liable to ask for something. I could see that happening within about 2 to 3 months out. Or if you're more like me and you're less inclined to ask for a raise or to ask for promotion or something like that, and you're just more of kind of like going with the flow. I could see 5 to 7 months, somewhere in that ballpark, something like that. So Cryptic, you're asking, I'm not following you exactly on this. So you say, why if Frank canceling, like he blocked me in Magic? You're welcome, Deepa. Absolutely. So yeah, it'll be a good read. It's a good reading for you, Deepa. And in any case, whatever happens and all, good things will be coming your way. So just, trust that. I'm really picking that up. And if something like someone betrays your trust or betrays your thing on that, why is Frank canceling you? So how is Frank canceling you exactly? Like, what do you mean, Cryptic? I'm sorry, I'm just not kind of following here. Like, why is Frank canceling? You mean canceling you in a job role, or canceling you in a relationship, or canceling you in a business contract? I'm just trying to kind of get a little more information from you on it. Okay, so why does he hate you? I'm not really picking that up. I'm picking up more like, I don't think he so much hates you. I'm picking up just kind of like, he's frustrated with himself right now. Like he's got something going on. Like it's probably money related, or it's like bills, or it's paperwork related. I see Frank, like I can see him pretty clearly, like in my mind. He's holding up like some papers, and there's like a work desk or some kind of a desk or a counter or something like that he's next to and stuff. He's got these papers and he's looking at it like that, and he's a little upset, like just kind of frustrated, and that's the frustration that is coming out. Well, yeah, and so Cryptic is, guys, just so you guys know, Cryptic is basically saying, he was his longtime friend, and now all of a sudden he's avoiding Cryptic. And that's what I'm picking up right now, is like he's sidetracked. It's not that I would not take it so personal, like what's going on with Frank. I'm not picking up that it's directly related toward you. I'm seeing it more like almost financially related, paperwork related. Something is not going so right with it. Something to do with a contract or something that may be not moving forward the way that Frank would like it to move forward. Like it's kind of like he's holding these papers and he's just like frustrated. I'm really picking that kind of an energy up. So I hope that helps. Yeah. So yeah, no worries. Once Frank gets through this and figures this financial stuff out, it'll be like you guys were friends as always. So yeah, no problem there. All right, guys, I've ran almost 50 minutes into this, 48 minutes so far into this live stream. And truth be told, I have like so many tarot card readings to do for people that people have asked for. So it means basically that I need to do some more live streams tonight, and it's almost midnight. So I don't have a lot of time because, as a monk, I get up pretty early. And so I've got quite a bit of things going on. So if you guys want more questions, sure, please do. I'll have my email in the description below this video. And guys, if you want to help the monks, if you want to donate money or something like that, you can go to helpbydonating.com. And as long as you donate from the heart, we'll accept whatever donation you give and use it for good things. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do that. If you like the video, please do that. If you want to get subscriptions so that you can ask more questions and we can answer them live when we're on the air, just hit the bell notification on the video, and then you'll get those on your phone or whatever smart devices you have, tablets, so on and so forth. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you need anything, please reach out to me. Again, I'll have my email in the description below this video. I'm always here for you guys, and I love you guys. So much love, many blessings, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Indirect Knowledge.